Hey, I'm going to show you how to control your emotions for success in business.
The Epic Life TV, your home for mastery of habits which create your epic life and business.
What's up, Epic Lifer? It's so good to have you back here again. Welcome home to the Epic Life TV. Hey, if it's your first time here, then you want to check out the channel trailer here and you'll get up to speed with what the Epic Life is all about and us crazy Epic Lifer folk. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a link in the description. Okay, so you want to stay to the end because by the end of this video, you will have the exact steps for how to control your emotions so that you can have success in your business. But just before we get into that, subscribe and turn on the notifications and look out for a video every Tuesday. That's when our videos come out here on the Epic Life TV. So do subscribe because you're going to learn how to transform the epic life that's inside of your mind to getting it right into your hands. And I know that that's something that you want to do. Real strategy, no woo-woo. Okay, so as someone who used to struggle with emotions, struggling emotionally to actually overcome the stresses of starting a business, I have learned to overcome those things and I'm really excited to share those things with you today. So what I'm going to do is walk you through the 3 steps affecting emotional intelligence, and these 3 steps contain 5 questions that will literally move you from feeling sorry for yourself, feeling down, out of control, to literally moving to feeling calm and then awesome, and then taking massive action towards success. Okay, so emotional intelligence, what's all that about? Well, it has more to do with your success. Listen carefully. It has more to do with your success than anything else that we can actually measure, even more than your IQ. Seriously, even more than any strategy that you can have for your business. If you don't have the mental acuity, the emotional strength to go through something and keep and stay with it and go through the frustrations, then those tactics are of no use to you whatsoever. You have to become emotionally intelligent. Emotions literally stop people from living the life that they want. And that's because you're either in control of your emotions or your emotions are in control of you. And here's what I mean. If your emotions are in control of you, then you only do what feels good, whether it's good for you or completely destructive. Now, when you're in control of your emotions, you still feel those things, but you have the ability to override that and still take actions whether it feels good for you or not. And so that's why I believe mastering your emotions, learning to have control over your emotions, is the #1 most important skill that you can learn, because when you can master this one skill, then you can master any other skill that actually exists, whether it's to work out and become fit, whether it's to eat healthy, whether it's to build a business, whatever it is. If you have the strength emotionally to go through the nuances and go through the frustrations, then you're going to keep going until you are successful. And so this is the difference between the 97% and the 3%. You see, when you see all these programs that people go and buy online, you know, your Amazon FBA, your stock trading, or whether it be your Shopify or internet marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever it is, real estate, network marketing, it doesn't matter, right? You see all these people on the success story page, but guess what? That course was sold to thousands of people. Why aren't there thousands of testimonials on there? Right? Why aren't there more success stories? It's because most people buy the course and then that's it. They buy it and they don't do anything with it, or they started and then they hit some frustration and then they gave up. The problem isn't the course. The fact that there are testimonials on there shows that the course actually works. The problem is that the people that start the course don't have the emotional strength to keep going when things get tough and frustrating. So you need, for that reason, to develop emotional intelligence. And the 3% of people who are those success stories are those people. There's no other difference between you and that person. And so that is why you're going to learn how to control your emotions for success in your business. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the 3 things affecting emotional intelligence. The first thing is your beliefs, right? Your self-talk. What's the story you're telling yourself that you talk to yourself about? Do you keep telling yourself you're stupid? Oh, I can't get anything right. That's the self-talk, that voice in your head, right? That is one of the factors, the main factors that determines how emotional intelligent you are. The second is evaluation of events. How do you interpret something that's just happened to you? Do you interpret it in a good way or a bad way? And the third is how we think about problems. Accurate thinking, because what we think has more to do with how we actually feel than what's actually happening. And so we allow our feelings to determine whether we take action or not, and that's not what we want to do. We have to get ourselves in control so that we'll take action regardless of how we feel, and we can change how we feel by changing our thoughts. As you would have probably seen in the last video, how to eliminate the fear of starting a business. I'll put a link in the description below. So there was a guy many years ago who was a Roman emperor, and his name was Marcus Aurelius. And Marcus Aurelius said something very profound. You know what he said? He said, if you are distressed by anything external, okay, we tend to let things outside influence how we feel inside. But he says this, if you are distressed by anything external, the stress you're feeling is not due to the thing itself, but due to your own estimate of it. The way you're thinking about the problem is what determines how you feel about it. Very poignant. So case in point here, I remember watching a documentary, right? It was of these people who lived in the bush, and I believe it was a country in Africa. And these girls, they had a ritual where they would give sticks, these little sticks, they're, not heavy ones, but just little thin ones. And what they would do is they'd give them to the boys, and the boys would chase them and hit them with these sticks, right? And so they'd have like just little marks in their back, right? Now here's the thing. Now in Western society, if I was to be chasing a girl around with a stick hitting her back, someone's gonna be hauling me off to jail, right? That's what's gonna happen. However, in this case, in Africa, the girls, it was a pleasure, it was an honor, it was a turn on for them, because it meant, the boy that's hitting them the most is the guy that likes them. And so what happened there? Their interpretation of what was happening is the same, okay? I could go and hit someone with a stick back in that culture, right? And it wouldn't be a problem. But if I do it here in the West, it's gonna be a problem, right? Again, it's just the interpretation of the event. It's the exact same activity, but your thoughts determine how you feel about it. And so in life in general, it's the negative thoughts that we allow that causes us the distress. And for a lot of us, we can allow things to get us literally into a state of severe depression, emotional turmoil even, just because of the way we are thinking about it. And it's usually because we have distorted thoughts about the event that's taken place. Something didn't go the way we wanted it, and we're making it way worse than it actually is. It's not a bad thing, it's just something that happened, right? It's not the end of the world. And so it's our twisted thoughts that give us suffering. Now, there's a man that's known as the Apostle Paul, and he was one of the contributors of the 66 books which are in the Bible, and he wrote the book of Romans. It was a letter he wrote to the Romans, and in the 12th chapter of this book, he said, be transformed. How? By the renewing of your mind. You can literally be transformed, right? By the renewing of your mind. So let's get into the 3 steps so you can learn how to control your emotions for success in your business and finally start getting ahead, right? And these steps will be useful for you so that when you do get to a place where you're feeling down, you'll be able to shift from feeling down to feeling calm, and then feeling awesome, and then taking action despite the situation. Sound good? Awesome. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so the first step, the first thing you want to do is ask yourself one of these 5 questions, right? We're going to go through five questions which are actually within the 3 steps. The first question is this: what are you feeling? Right? What is it that you're feeling? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling down? Okay, that's the first question. This step is called identifying. This is the first step, identifying how you feel. Now, second is the important question is, how did that thought arise, right? What were you thinking about that caused you to think that way? If you saw my previous video, how to eliminate fear when starting your business, then you will have seen that thoughts actually create your emotions. So what thought were you thinking that caused you to feel that emotion about how you're succeeding or failing in business that's making you feel bad or feel good, right? What is that thought? What are you thinking? How are you interpreting that event? Is it that you have some values or some unrealistic expectations of what you thought might happen because, hey, the guru or the person teaching the course said, hey, if you do this and do this, within 90 days, you'll have success in business. And it's been 90 days and you're feeling frustrated that you're not where you think you should be, right? You had some expectations. You thought you'd have more money than you do by now, right? Was your expectation unrealistic? Okay. What are the values that you have with regards to whether something goes good or whether it goes bad? Because that's going to determine how you think about something. So these are all internal thoughts, right? These are things that we think inside of us that affect how we feel. And then we have the external factors. So what was it that triggered that? Were you around something? Maybe you're listening to a song that makes you feel sad or feels a little bit depressive, right? Or maybe something you ate. Seriously, these things affect how you feel. So you've got to really kind of identify what are the triggers, what's triggering you. Look at the patterns in your life. When do you feel good? When do you feel bad? What is it that you can do that makes you feel good? What is it that you can do that makes you feel bad? Notice what those things are. So that's the first step, identifying. How do you feel and what caused those feelings to arise? Now we're going to move on to step two. Step two is managing the emotion. All right, managing the emotion. What information does this emotion carry? All right, or the information that you received. Is there something you can do about it? Is there something you can change? So that's question number 3. The fourth question, and this moves on to step number 3, in the 3 steps that affect your emotional intelligence, how do you want to feel? Right? Because at the end of the day, you feel like crap, you're feeling like you're having a rubbish day. How do you actually want to feel? Do you want to feel good? And then the next question is, what do you need to do to feel that way? Okay? You want to feel good, right? You want to feel positive. You want to feel happy. You want to feel courageous, right? What do you have to do to feel that way? What do you have to change in your thought process so that you can have success? You'll remember in my previous video about eliminating the fear of failure, how you can actually look at success and failure. I showed you the little line for success and how things are off and they're on, and how you can basically just think your way through things and solve a series of problems. And just by changing the way you're thinking about something changes how you feel about it. So you're in a situation where, okay, something didn't go the way I wanted it to. Okay, now I could feel bad about it, or I could feel good. You know what? Let's look at all the other things that went right. This is just one part of the component of success that I need, and just figuring that one thing out made me realize, okay, that's something I shouldn't do. Right? What should I do then? And so you add that piece to the equation, and soon eventually you'll get all the parts on the line of success that you need. You really need to watch that previous video that will show you how to get every single piece along the right way, and then you're going to be able to have success when all the pieces are on the straight line. So what do you need to do to feel good? Okay, what is it that you need to do? And then you just have to do that thing. Act as if, all right? What makes you feel good? Do you know just the way your body is, the way you're standing, okay? You know, if you're kind of looking down like this and feeling real depressed, and you're hunched over like this, and you're like feeling sorry for yourself, and your hands over your head, you know, your emotions, your body responds to how your body is. If you stand up straight, you'll remember in the previous video I talked about, you know, when I would knock on a door and then I would hear a dog coming to answer the door because I was really afraid of dogs. I was afraid of the dog, but then when the owner came to the door, I stood up straight. You know, first you're hearing this dog coming to the door and you're like, oh man, you're nervous. Oh boy, I hope this dog doesn't come and jump on me. And then I'm thinking, you know, should I stay or should I run away from the door? I don't know, because is this dog going to attack me? I didn't know what to do. But then when the owner came to the door, I stood there and I stood firm, I stood straight, and I'd smile and I'd say, hi, my name's Elliot. And then I would go and proceed forth into my pitch. and I was acting as if I wasn't bothered by the dog, right? And by acting that way, you know what happened? I soon forgot about the dog and I wasn't thinking about it at all. And so those 5 questions, all right, if you answer them and go through those steps, you can literally change your emotions by asking yourself those 5 questions, all right? So I put them in the description box below as well, so you can take those questions and actually have a look at those. Okay, so let's go over those 3 steps again. So you want to identify your feelings, you want to learn to manage them, and then the 3rd step, I don't think I mentioned it, I was supposed to, is you want to motivate yourself to take actions. And those 5 questions fit in those 3 steps. And so the first one, identify how you're feeling. Question 2, how those feelings arose. And then step 2, manage. What information do those feelings carry? Step 3, motivate. How do you want to feel? That's question number 4. And then question number 5 is, what do you need to do to feel that way? Okay, so now you know how to control your emotions so you can have success in your business. What you really want to do at this point is to take this strategy and make it a habit. Okay, it's very good that you've watched this video and that you stayed to the end, by the way, so congratulations hearing me waffle on. But you know what? If you actually want to make this a habit, I've got the perfect strategy for you. In the description box below me here, what you're going to see is a cheat sheet, right? It's going to be a free cheat sheet that is the #1 hack to annihilate procrastination in 29 seconds, okay? If you want to actually overcome the procrastination of starting your business or actually going through the steps that I've just showed you on how to actually manage those emotions, okay, and overcome those emotions, then there's a step here that will help you to force yourself to do it, all right? In fact, if you do this, you will be more comfortable taking action than procrastinating. Like, I'm really serious. So you want to check that out. Link in the description, and you'll be able to make sure that you get all the steps. And so just before I go, if you want to connect with me and actually interact with me live, you can do that on our Facebook page, The Epic Life TV, where we actually continue on this conversation and you can interact with me live. So if you enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up, share it with people who you know need to overcome their emotions or who someone you think it might be helpful for, and subscribe because we have a new video coming out next Tuesday and you do not want to miss this one. I can tell you it's going to be awesome. Until then, this is Mr. O, and remember, if you're gonna live the epic life. And remember this, you're just one habit away.